No, hip-hop did not create the violence. Hip-hop did not create the misogynistic culture around black women. Hip-hop did not create the sexual objectification of our black queens that goes back to slavery. My only wish for you, Tyler Perry, my brother, you got to give us some positive content. Tyler Perry, I'm putting pressure on you right now. You have to give us BET Woke. Give us BET Woke. Give us a channel with nothing but black consciousness movies, and not just the oldies, Tyler Perry. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African goddesses. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African empresses. And then the hip-hop videos that do got black women in them, they are light, bright, and almost white. Number one, we celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, right? We celebrating 50 years of hip-hop. We celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, right? I support that. I'm a child of the hip-hop generation. I grew up listening to hip-hop. My uncle was a DJ. I still remember him spinning the Sugar Hill Gang record. I remember all that. I grew up in it. I grew up in it. Many of you, you grew up in it. You in your 40s, you grew up in it. You grew up in it. 50 years of hip hop. I salute all the veterans. I salute all the pioneers. I salute the progressive artists. But let me say this. Are we going to sit here and act like? Are we going to sit here and act like hip hop has not contributed to the mass incarceration in the black community? Are we going to sit here and act like hip hop has not contributed to the black on black crime in the black community, brothers and sisters? Are we going to sit here and act like hip hop has not contributed to the conspicuous consumption that dominates black America? I haven't heard a single serious conversation about the positive and negative impact of hip hop on black America. When we gonna have that conversation? I'm talking to the pioneers of hip hop. I'm talking to the leaders of hip hop. I'm talking about the influencers of hip hop. I'm talking to the artists of hip hop. When are we gonna have a serious black community conversation on how hip hop has helped, how hip hop has contributed to black on black genocide? When we gonna have that conversation? When we gonna have that conversation on how hip hop has contributed to the mass incarceration of the black male? When are we gonna have that conversation on how hip hop has contributed to the sexual objectification of the black woman's body? When are we gonna have that conversation? When are we going to have that conversation? Because I'm gonna say this right now. I'm talking to everybody in the hip hop community. And let me say this. Hip hop is only a subsection. It is a piece. It is a branch. It is a part of African culture. It is not the sum total. I want to be very clear. Hip hop is a branch. Hip hop is a piece. Hip hop is an aspect. Hip hop is a subculture of African culture. It is not the whole thing. You could dismiss hip hop and you still have black culture. I want to be clear. Our culture is much deeper, much greater, much wider, and much longer than 50 years. I want to be very clear about that, because some of you who don't know your history think hip hop is the only culture we have. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. When are we going to have a serious conversation about hip hop? Let me say this to BET, and shout out to Tyler Perry. Shout out to Tyler Perry. I'm going to give my big brother Tyler Perry a shout out to go from rags to riches like that, to go from sleeping in his car to being arguably the most powerful black man in the history of black media. Tyler Perry. Maybe second to Bill Cosby. He may not have eclipsed Bill Cosby yet, but he right there knocking on the door. So shout out to Tyler Perry. My only hope and wish for brother Tyler Perry. My only hope and wish for brother Tyler Perry, now that you own Tyler Perry Studios, you own. BET, you own. VH1, my dear brother Tyler Perry, I salute you, my brother. You are a shining example of what a black man can be, and you married a black woman and you have a black son. I salute you, Tyler Perry. You did not go bunny hopping. You found you a black queen. Salute to Tyler Perry, brothers and sisters. Salute to Tyler Perry, brothers and sisters. Salute to Tyler Perry. But Tyler Perry, this is your big brother, King Kong Consciousness. I know you know who I am. I know you know who I am. Y'all all know who I am. Every last one of you know who I am. My only wish for you, Tyler Perry, my brother, you got to give us some positive content. Tyler Perry, I'm putting pressure on you right now. You have to give us BET Woke. Give us BET Woke. Give us a channel with nothing but black consciousness movies, and not just the oldies, Tyler Perry. You need to produce some new ones. Where that Marcus Garvey movie at? Where that Haitian Revolution movie at, brother? Oh, yes. Where that Mary McLeod Bethune movie? Where that Ida B. Wells movie? Where that Denmark Vesey slave revolution movie, my brother? Tyler Perry, I don't expect you to do all this overnight, my brother. I know you got responsibilities and obligations more than most of us. But in order for me to put you on my very short list of greatest black men of the 21st century, you're going to have to evolve that content, my brother. I know you can't go straight into black consciousness, but give us a BET Woke, my brother. Give our children a BET Baby Woke. Nothing but positive black cartoons, positive black sitcoms, positive black dramas, historically accurate black movies and miniseries. You can do this, Tyler Perry. You can do this, Tyler Perry. You can do this, Tyler Perry. I'm going to give you some time, my brother. I know it ain't easy. I know you got bills and obligations and responsibilities and commitments. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, good brother. But I'm saying I'm looking at you as being possibly one of the few black men I could put on my list of 21st century greatest black men, movers and shakers. Tyler Perry, I'm looking at you. You could go on that list. You could go on that list if you do that, my brother. You already giving black people jobs in the entertainment industry. I see you, Tyler Perry. I salute you, Tyler Perry. But can we please get some woke content? Can we please get some black consciousness, my brother? Tyler Perry, hit me with some black consciousness. That's all I'm going to say to Tyler Perry right now. Let my brother live for a moment. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Keep doing what you're doing. Black wife, black son, black-owned media. Come on, Tyler Perry. Give us some woke consciousness. Give us some woke consciousness. Give us some woke consciousness. But let me get back to this 50 years of hip hop. There needs to be a series of town hall meetings discussing the positive and negative impacts of hip hop on black culture. No, hip hop did not create the violence. Hip hop did not create the misogynistic culture around black women. Hip hop did not create the sexual objectification of our black queens that goes back to slavery. But hip hop damn sure glamorized it, motivated it, and popularized it. Let's be honest. Hip hop did not give birth to mass incarceration. Hip hop did not give birth to mass incarceration, but it damn sure glamorized it and popularized it. Hip hop did not give birth to drug dealing and drug selling in the black community, but hip hop did popularize it and glamorize it. Hip hop did not create black on black crime, but it damn sure glamorized it and popularized it. When are we going to have that conversation? When are we going to have that conversation? Don't let 50 years of hip hop, don't let this year-long celebration go by. Don't let this year-long celebration go by and act like the net gains of hip hop exceed the net losses, because I would agree to disagree. Don't let this whole 1 year long celebration of hip hop go by and try to act like the net gains of hip hop to the black community exceed the net losses. I completely disagree. I believe hip hop has been more of a detriment than a benefit to the black community. I'm not talking about our pioneers. They were not gangster rappers. I'm not talking about our pioneers. They were not gangster rappers. I'm not talking about our pioneers. They were not gangster rappers. But if we are going to be honest, gangster rap has dominated hip hop at least by the mid-90s, brothers and sisters. Hip hop started in the mid-70s. Hip hop was dominated by gangster rap by the mid-90s. Can we be honest about that? By the mid-90s, hip hop was dominated by gangster rap. Thoroughly, there was a coup d'etat. There was a gangster rap coup d'etat in hip hop. Tell me I'm wrong. There was a gangster rap coup d'etat in hip hop. NWA hit us with Straight Outta Compton in '88. That was the beginning. But the coup d'etat didn't really hit until the mid-90s. By '95, hip-hop was totally colonized by gangster rap. That means 30 of the 50 years, hip-hop has been more negative than positive. I said 30 of the 50 years, hip-hop has been more negative than positive. I said 30 of the 50 years, hip-hop has been more negative than positive. Are we going to keep it a buck? 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 And then when you talk about the Snow Bunny crisis, look at all the non-black women who are in the hip-hop videos today. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African sisters. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African queens. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African goddesses. I'm seeing hip-hop videos with no African empresses. And then the hip-hop videos that do got black women in them, they are light, bright, and almost white. No disrespect to my African vanilla queens and my lemonade queens. I love all African women, no matter what the shade. But I'm talking about the discrimination against chocolate sisters, the discrimination against those deep caramel sisters. Hip-hop has pushed light-skin supremacy. Let's not act like we don't recognize that. Hip-hop has pushed light-skin supremacy. Don't act like we ain't recognized that. Let's not act like hip-hop hasn't pushed light-skin supremacy. Are we going to live in denial? Because one of the problems with the American African community, one of the problems with the American African community, we are in denial about the role we play in our own demise. Am I right, brothers and sisters? Black man, if you feeling your brother right now, give me a black fist. Black sister, if you feeling your brother right now, give me a red heart. Black man, if you feeling your brother right now, give me a black fist. Black sister, if you feeling your brother right now, give me a heart. Are we not in denial about the role we play in our own demise? Is Black America not in denial about the role we play in our own demise? We always talk about what others are doing to us, but what are we doing to ourselves? We're always talking about what the government doesn't do for us, but what are we doing for ourselves? I would love to facilitate. I would love to facilitate some town hall meetings across this country during this 50th anniversary of hip hop, which I support, but we cannot let it go undiscussed. We would be remiss in our duties as black people if we did not shine the light on all the negativity that hip hop has brought into the black community. We must shine a light on all the negativity that hip hop has brought into the black community. I said we must shine a light on all the negativity that hip hop has brought into the black community. Come on, brothers and sisters.